Welcome to Coventry Cove. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
My wife pointed something out to me the other day. She said our generation was the last to remember how life was like before technology, like the advent of the internet, became the predominant thing in our everyday lives. There were things like Furbies, bowl-shaped haircuts, collect calls, and dial-up internet that interrupted any call in the house and temporarily made you believe you came into contact with aliens. You kinda had to be there for some of this stuff. There are also things that were better left in the past, especially Furbies. I think that thing wanted to kill me in my sleep. But you know what rocked about the 90s though? The N64. And having the excuse to punch people simply because you saw a Volkswagen Beetle. It was like 007 having the license to kill. No one thought it was problematic. It was something everyone kind of just acknowledged. I didn't have to worry about that back then because I was the oldest child. But if you played this with your siblings back in the day, your shoulders were most likely pretty sore. This is Beetle Adventure Racing for the Nintendo 64. There's slug bugs everywhere! There weren't a lot of games on the Nintendo 64, 296 in North America to be exact. Of that 296, there were over 50 racing games. That's nearly 20% of the entire system's library. As one of the most common genres on the system, I played the likes of most of them. Although I've heard of Beetle Adventure Racing, I never got around to playing it. So after finding my copy within the GameStop retro drawer for about $10, I'm going in blind for this review. My first impressions are positive. The cars look really nice by N64 standards. They have a shiny gleam to them. They also control rather well, and there's a decent amount of strategy to driving with them, depending on each track, which I happen to be impressed by. There are technically multiple cars to unlock, though they're all the same car, but with stats and cosmetic differences between them. Before you drive in a race in the championship mode, you start with a Beetle with low stats. Your handling isn't the best, and each track has U-shaped turns, so there are times where you may either need to use the handbrake, your standard brake, or let off the acceleration just a little bit. There are also nitro boxes you can find in each map, and a plethora of hidden shortcuts and alternative routes you can take. But be careful, because not all alternate paths are created equal. Some will slow you down, others will get you ahead by a good margin. It helps being aware of each track before racing in them, something you can't always do, especially in championship mode, where you unlock new cars and levels.
Welcome to Inferno Isle. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
There are some interesting unlockable cars as rewards, despite them all being Volkswagen Beetles. How the unlocks work, you'll want to play the easy championship circuit, rank as high as you can by winning that circuit, then you unlock the next level and set up better driving and faster vehicles. Then you go to the next difficulty circuit and keep it up until you beat it on expert and unlock the police and alien cars. There are numbered crates throughout each map. If you can find them all per stage, you unlock more cool stuff. Finally, the closest haystack to the road near the barn in Coventry Cove hides a box that unlocks the secret cheat menu when you smash it and finish the race. Every stage also has flower boxes that are hidden pretty well in most cases. They unlock new cheats within the menu. There are more secrets to find, so I'm pretty happy there's more reasons to keep playing beyond the original competition mode. With only 6 courses to choose from, normally I would say that's too paltry of a number for any racing game, and I still believe that to be the case. However, each stage has a little meat on the bone. They're fairly long to complete, with lots of alternative routes. They have interesting gimmicks at times, like the snow level that causes you to lose traction, and they look really nice, often with pleasant ambient music playing. Each level has multiple sections with distinct landmarks. For example, in Infernal Island, you start by going through a large gate, reminiscent to the one that you'd find in Jurassic Park. You drive a section like the movie with a T-Rex sticking its head out, before going through a forest, a town, and a volcano section. Each level is more nuanced and fleshed out than I'm used to seeing for the time, especially on the N64. Publisher Electronic Arts were perhaps most well known for their Need for Speed series at the time, and the cars drive like it's Need for Speed Volkswagen Beetle. No kidding. EA chose the perfect development team in Paradigm Entertainment, who made one of the 2 Nintendo 64 launch titles in Pilotwings 64. They understood how vehicles should control and feel. Understandably, Beetle Adventure Racing was universally praised for its graphics, music, and sound. Sadly, the game only sold a reported 320,000 units, so that acclaim from critics ultimately didn't translate into sales. It's crazy I put off playing this till now. Why did I wait all this time? Perhaps I saw the box art and the logo's font and thought it looked cheap? I don't know. I just wish I could have played this sooner. If you get into this one hoping it's rich with features and extra game modes, you might be disappointed. According to HowLongToBeat.com, the game takes about 3 hours to beat the championship mode, and 9.5 hours to complete. They just don't make games the way they used to. I remember being completely content with a short but sweet game. It supports up to 4 players, so I know I would have had a lot of fun with my friends arguing why or why not Herbie is the best car in the game. Beetle Adventure Racing may be a short-lived adventure, but it's one I wouldn't mind coming back to every now and again.